you very much. My name is Solomon. I'm the director of this production. And I just am up here to make a few standard announcements. To first turn off all cell phones and electronic devices that not only ring, but, play some nice little song, which is very, very nice. We heard a lovely song last night. So, yes, please go ahead and double check, triple check, quadruple check that all of those things are all the way off before we get started with the show. Second thing is, of course, just remember that there's no flash photography during the show. Not necessarily for any copyright issues. The man who wrote the play is long since gone. Doesn't particularly care anymore whether or not you take photos of his play. It's just, as you can see with the set that we have, the last thing we need are actors blinded by light, walking around up here and possibly falling off of anything. Lastly, just to make an announcement that right after the show, when the show is over, after your riotous standing ovation there will be an induction ceremony for the International Thespian Society. And if you are friends or relatives of any of the actors in the show, they'll be coming out to have that ceremony, so please stick around for that. If you are not friends and relatives with anybody in the show, please feel no qualms, no anxiety, no nothing about it. You have babysitters today. If you need to head on out, please feel free to head on out. Otherwise, all kidding aside, this has been an absolute wonderful show to put together. The kids that are here at Night Walker, both on stage and backstage and up in the booth, have been a joy to work with and direct. And you're about to see the fruits of that labor. So without any further ado, here is A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But, oh methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a step-dame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days quickly cease themselves at night. 4 nights as quickly fume away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow in men's heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriment. Awake the pert and nimble spirits of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funeral. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love to many victories. But I will wed thee in a different key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelry.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation am I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and exchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with fading voice verses of fading love, and stolen the impression of her fancy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, snacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened teeth. With cunning thou hast filched my daughter's heart, and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious Duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, that as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looks, but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am being bold, mirth, how it may affect my modesty and such a presence here to feed my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the works that may befall me in case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in a shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to a cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed are they that masters sow their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering on the virgin thorn, rose lives and dies in single blessedness.
So will I be rose, so live, so die, my lord, ere I build my virgin patent up to his lordship, whose unrest yoke my soul consents not to his sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the sealing day betwixt my love and me, the next new moon, on that day I am prepared to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for high austerity and single life.
Well, lend, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy praise title to my certain right. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's, do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him. And as she is mine, and all my rights for I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am my lord as well derived as he, as well possessed, my love is more than his, and my fortune's as fairly ranked, not with advantage as Demetrius is, and which is more than all these boasts can be. I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nader's daughter Helena, and she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But come, Demetrius, and come, Aegeus, I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may insinuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses that could fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, for which I could well misdeem them from the tenderness of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, or else it was different in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be in the below.
or else misgraft in respective years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged too young.
or if it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the colleague night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and air hath that power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do swallow it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Therefore, let us teach our child patience, because it is a customary cross. Thus due to love is thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, or phantoms follow.
A good persuasion, therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From her house is Athens a remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian mob cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth my father's house tomorrow night, and meet me a league without the town, where I did meet thee with Helena, to do service to the morn of May. There, gentle Hermia, will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest foe, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus himself, by that which knits souls and prospers love, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when that false Troy Please, fair Helena, whither away? Calling you fair? Have fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are low and pale, sweet and more tunable than large shepherd's ear. When fleet is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sweetness is catching. Were favor so yours would I catch fair from me ere I go. My ear would catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue would catch the tone of sweet melody. Or the world mine, Demetrius being dated, the rest I give to you to be translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
That your frowns can teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
That my prayers with such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander myself shall fly this place. For the time I did Lysander seemed Athens and paradise to me. Oh, what graces in my love do dwell with. He hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to your mind you will unfold. Tomorrow night the baby doth behold her silvery visage in a water glass, decking with liquid pearl the blade grass. A time when lovers' flights are still concealed with Athens gates and we devise to steal.
And in the wood where oft you and I, upon fake primrose red row once alive, emptying our bosom of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger company.
Oh,
Farewell, great playfellow. Pray thou for us. Good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, it's you. As you dote on him, Demetrius dote on you.
how happy some our other son can be. Through Athens, I'm thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know it all but he, you know. And as the air is doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring his qualities, who base and vile, holding no quantity, love transcends into form and dignity. Love sees not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor doth love any judgment taste, wings and no eyes for your unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths he was only mine. But when this hail so heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and the shower of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, and then to the woods tomorrow night will pursue her. For this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense, but here in mean I to enrich my pain, to have this set thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man, as according to the script.
Here is the scroll with every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, repeated wins, say what the play treats on, then name the rest of the actors, and so go to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyrrhus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and to Mary. Now, masters, spread yourselves, and repeated wins, call forth your actors by the scroll.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready! Name what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself the most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performance of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yes, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I can play Heracles rarely, or Puck to Pterodactyl, and make all split. The raging rocks, and and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Zibba's car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was awful. Now, call forth the rest of the plans. This is Erican's vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, Bellsman.
Here, here,
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
ooh, what's Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Ah! Nay, let me not play a lady. I've a beard coming. A beard coming.
That is all one. You shall play in the mask, and you may speak as full as you will.
And I may have my face, but he played Thisbe too. I will speak in a monstrous voice. His knee, his knee.
Oh,
You must play no part but Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor. Robert Starveling the tailor. Robert Starveling the tailor!
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom's doppelganger. You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. And here I hope is a play well fitted. Snub the joiner. For you, the lion's part. And here I hope is a play well fitted.
But you have the line for written. Are you, if it ain't going slow to start?
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but glory.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again. Please.
And you should do it too terribly that you would frighten the Duchess and the ladies. And they would shrink. And not enough to hang us all.
Oh,
not enough to hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, that if you should fright the ladies, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you as for any nightingale.
You must play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man, as one shall see in the summer day. A most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard would I best have played?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colored beard, or your orange tawny beard, or your purple ingrain beard, or your French crown-colored beard, your perfect yellow.
But masters, here are your promises, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come to my tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood a mile without the ground. There we will rehearse. Or if we meet in the city, we will be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will write a bill of property, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail you not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's opening.
Enough! Hold and cut bowstrings.
for orbs upon the breeze. The cowslips tall for pensioners keep. In their gold coat spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and pick a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lovely spirit, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing felon wrath, because that she is her attendant hath, a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have that child, knight of his train to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet, in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and make you white, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow, are not you he, that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the corn, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no barn, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you in sweet puff. You do their work, and they shall have good luck, are not you he?
Thou speakest aright, I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and green-fed horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of a filly foal. And sometime a guy in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her with a dewlap pour the ale. The wisest are telling the saddest tale. Sometime for a three-foot stool mistaken me, then slip I from her bum, and down tumble she, and down her cries and falls into a cough, and all the choir hold their hips and laugh, and wax it in their mirth and knees, and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there.
But room, Terry, here comes Oberon, and here my mistress. Would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous, Oberon? Very skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Terror! Rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin, sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest step of India? But that forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Patagonia, whom he ravisheth, and make him with fair Avery break his faith with Ariadnes and Antiochus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since midsummer spring, met we on hill, in dale, forest or mead, by paved fountain or rushing brook, or in the beaches margins of the sea, to dance our ringlets to whistling wind. But with thy brawls, thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the wind, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, hath sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain. The plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath brought him, ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field. The crows are fatted with the Murrian flock, and the 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human
an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds, as in mockery said. The spring, summer, childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and the mated world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Tanya cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and full often in the spiced Indian air by night hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow shores, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanting wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming, following her moon version my young squire, did imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles, and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy. And for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your cause.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom, fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go my way. Thou shalt not from this road till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle buck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took, but a fair vestal, thrown in by the west, and loosed his look shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I should see young Cupid's fiery shaft, quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's womb. And maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed you once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me that herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she's asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me.
Helena!
But who comes in? I am invisible. Thou will overhear that conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander? And Verity? The one I'll slay, and the other slayed me. Thou toldst me they were stolen into this wood, and here I am, and mad within this wood because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You drunk me hard-hearted Agnes, but you draw an iron from my heart with its truest seal. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or do I not, in plainest truth, tell you that I do not nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am but your spaniel, Demetrius, and the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What more surplice can I beg in your love?
and commit yourself into the hands of one who loves you not. To trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of the desert place with the rich for your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege. Without it is not night when I do see your face, nor doth this woods lack worlds of company, for you and my respect are all the world. And how can it be said I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
Outward from thee, and hide the race, and lead thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies, and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin, the wildfire makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I'll not stay thy questions, let me go. Or, if thou follow me, do believe but I shall do thee mischief in this wood.
Aye, in the temple, the town, the field, you do me mischief. Why, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal upon my head. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and make a heaven out of a hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere you do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it to me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, wee wide enough to wrap a fairy. With the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes, make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it. And see through this grove, a sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on, fetched with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Come, now a roundel and fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute, heads. Some to kill cankers in the musk rose vines. Some to bore with rare mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves coats. And some to keep back the clamorous owl, which nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep. Then to your offices and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs we not see. Newts and blindwoods do no wrong, come not near our very.
thou dost wake, do it for thy true love. Take love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, hard or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye it shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy due. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Oh, fair love, we fain wandered in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. Well, rest us, Hermia, to be good, and tarry for the comfort.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out the bed, for I upon this bench shall rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both, one heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes meaning in love's conflicts. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that the one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchanged with oath, so that two bosoms and a single troth. Therefore, my Hermia, no better me deny. For lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very crisply. Now, must pursue my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lie. But, gentle friends, for love and courtesy lie further off. In human modesty, such separation may as well be said befits a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distances. Good night, sweet friends. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life ends.
Amen, amen to that fair prayer, say I. And then ends life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed.
Uh-huh.
Here's my bed.
Uh-huh.
Here's my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
Half that which the wizard rides confessed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love, night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despising the Athenian maid. And hear the maiden sleeping sound.
Lysander.
On the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this killed courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid, sleep the seat on thy eyelid. And so awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Pray you will not kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence. Do not mock me thus.
Oh, will that dark lead me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
For not breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoever she lies. She hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright, not with salt tears, if so my eyes often watch than hers? No one as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel though Demetrius deems a monster behind my presence thus. For wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eye. But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, so wait.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Oh, transparent Helena! Nature shows art, but through thy bosom lets me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit the words that vile name to perish on thy sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia, Lord? What though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes I with her spent, not Hermia, but Helena I love, who would not trade a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says that you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young till now, not ripe to reason, And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will that leads me to your eyes, where I may overlook love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born, when at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I never, no nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' side, that you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong, could suit you too, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But very well, of course I must confess I thought you born of more true gentleness. That a lady of one man refuse should therefore of another be abused.
He sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come my slander near. For as the serpent of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies of men do leave are hated most by those they do deceive, so thou, my servant, and my heresy, of all be hated, but by most of me. And all this power to address this loving might to honor Helen, and to be her knight. Ha!
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. I mean, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look, I quake with fear. Methought the serpent ate my heart away. You spot, smiling at this cool prey. Lysander? What, remove? Lysander! Lord! What? Gone? Out of hearing? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all love. I swoon almost to fear. No, then I perceive you all not mine. Either death or you will find immediately.
From the gut! Hurry up, man!
Pat, Pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green spot shall be our stage. This hall will break our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, Bully Markham?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fire naked, harmless fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit! I am advised to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And, for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we shall have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
We were pleased to hear the lion.
I'm here, I promise you.
Master, you ought to consider with yourself to bring in God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is no more fearful a wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell that he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name. Ooh, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he must speak through, saying thus forth to the same defect. Lady, or fair lady, I wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity on my life. No, I am no such thing. I am the man as other men are, and therefore let me name his name and tell them plainly that he is not the Driver!
Well, it shall be so.
to bring moonlight into a chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moon.
Does the moon shine the night that we play our play?
A calendar, a calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
It does shine that night!
Why? Then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window open where we play, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else one must come in and say she comes to disfigure, or to present the person of moonshine. Then there's nothing. We must have a wall in this great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did pop through the chink of the wall.
You can never bring in a wall. Let's say mine.
Some man or other must present wall. Oh! And let him cast some plaster, or some loam, or some rough cast about him to signify wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, and through that granite shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
That may be. Then all is well. Come everyone, let's out and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, when you have spoken your speech, enter into that break. And so everyone according to his cue.
What convent homespun have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Pyramus, speak. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious, savor sweet.
Odorous. Odorous.
Odors savor sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice! Stay thou but here a while, and by, I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Most worthy.
Most great. Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary must you. For you must understand, he goes but to see a noise he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most looking white of you, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most frisky juvenile and each most lovely Jew, as true as hopes that yet would never tire, and meet thee, Pyramus, and need to.
Nihilus, man! Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer Pyramus. You speak all your speech at once. Pyramus, enter. Your line is past. It is never tired.
Oh.
As true as hopes that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine. Oh,
I'll follow you, I'll lead you better round, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar, but then the whole I'll lead the time of hound, the whole of the years, the time of fire, and then the horse and hog barefoot.
why did you run away? Oh, this is the knavery of them to make me a fear. What do you think? You didn't have to throw, do you?
Oh, lusty bum, lusty thou art translated.
Oh, I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To frighten them if they could. Oh, but I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will see that they shall hear I am not afraid. The elves will talk so black of you and orange on the hill. The talk will make the redness of will.
What angel wakes me from my
The bench, the spectrum, and the luck, the plains of Calicut rain. With no full vanity around a bug who dare not answer nay. Or indeed, who'd send his note to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie till he cried, but never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtues, force doth move me upon first view to say, to swear that I love thee.
Oh, methinks Mr. Chief should have little reason for that. And yet, to speak the truth, love and reason keep little company nowadays. The pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Oh, I'm not so nice. But if I have enough wit to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, and the summer still doth hang upon my face, and I love thee.
Oh.
Therefore, go with me. I shall give thee fairies to tend on thee, and fetch thee jewels from the deep, and to sing while thou on freshened flowers dost sleep. And I shall purge thee of thy mortal grossness, so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Bee blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Ready? And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gamble in his eyes. Feed him with the apricots and dewberries, purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. Oh, and for the honey bags, steal from the humblebees. And for night tapers, crop them at their waxen sides and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. Have my love to bed. And to arise. To pluck the leaves for painted butterflies and fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesy.
Oh, hail, Moriel. Hail?
Hail.
I cry to worship mercy heartily. I beseech your worship.
Cobweb?
Oh, I should desire you more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make full with you. Your name, good sir.
Peas blossom?
Oh, peace. Good Master Peas Blossom, I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peas Pod, your father. How good Master Peas Blossom, I should desire you more acquaintance to, good sir. And your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed?
Oh, good Master Mustard Seed. I know your patience well. That same cowardly, giant-like offspring have devoured many gentlemen of your house. I promise you, your kindred have made my eyes water ere now. Woo! Good Master Mustard Seed, I shall desire your more acquaintance too.
Come, wait upon him. Lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What can I do now about this haunting grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she within her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, and bred Conopinian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended rising and cawing at their guns' report, sever themselves and madly sweep the skies. So, at his sight, away his fellows fly, and here o'er and o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, they senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns that their peril snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielding to all they can catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left figure mistranslated there. Oh, when in that moment so it came to pass, to time awaked, and straightway loved
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juices I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of course she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same food.
This is the woman. Do, 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 do. But not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Like breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I was chide, but I should use these words. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain my slender infancy, being harsher than blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true until the day it came to me. He hath stolen away from sleeping. Oh, soon believe this whole earth may be born, and that the moon may through this his reprieve, and serve to cleanse her brother's noontide with antiphony. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. You should have murdered him. You're dead.
So should the murdered look, and so should I. Pierce him through the heart with your storm cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look so bright, so clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? I'll give him thee.
I'd rather give his carcass to my hound.
Out, dog! Out, bird! Thou dreadfully cast the bounds of maidly patience. Hast thou slain his men? Henceforth be thou remembered among men. Oh, what tell true, even for my sake. Hast thou looked upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Is not a worm, did Adam do so much? And Adam did it, with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never Adam stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. Are you not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor see death, not that I can tell?
I pray thee then, tell me it is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for?
Pleasure never to see me more. And from my hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce fame. Here the for a while will remain.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perform into some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About would go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens, look thou find. How fancy sick she is and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that costs a fresh blood tear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go. Swifter than arrow from Tartar's bow.
Flower of his purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest that she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth who is took by me pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside, noise they make who comes Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one, and this must needs be sport alone, for those things do best please me, that befall preposterously.
Lysander! Why should you think that I should rule and scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I bow, I weep, and thou so born in the nativity all through the years. How then can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You too advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray! These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to Hermia, put into scales, will even weigh in both as light as tails.
I had no judgment, and to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, might you give her o'er?
Demetrius loves her, he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine. To what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is much more thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow, pure congealed white, high Taurus snow, fanned with Eastern when turns to grow. Oh, hold up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss it.
Oh, hell! I see. You are all bent and set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts when I'm sure you hate me with your thoughts. You were both rivals and loved Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sorts would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so. For you love Hermia, this you know, I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will until my death.
Never did my words waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep that, Hermia, I will have none. If ever I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to hers was scarce so I sojourned. And now to Helen its comb returned, there to remain.
Helen is not so.
Disparage not the fate thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy deal.
Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander. My ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound, but why didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay who love doth press to go?
What love does Prince Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekst thou me? Canst thou not know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
Speak not as you think. Cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid. Inspired, how could these contrive to bait me with this foul derision? It's all the counsel that we took on share. The sisters' vows, the hours that we spent when we chid the hasty for the time of parting us. Oh, is it all forgot? So we grow together, like a double cherry seeming parted, but yet a union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies with one heart. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? 'Tis not friendly, 'tis not maidenly, our sex as well as I may scorn you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and raise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, even but now the spurning, goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious celestial, wherefore calls you this to her face? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and hinder me, forsooth, affection, by your setting on and your consent? What thought I be not so ungracious you, so fortunate, so hung upon the love, but miserable most to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
That's not what you mean by this.
To persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon you when I turn my back, wink each another, hold the sweet chest up. The sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, would not make me such an argument. But fare you out. Partly my own fault, death or absence soon shall remedy.
Oh, stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Please, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreats. Thy threats have no more power than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false, who says I love thee not.
I say, I love thee more than ye can do.
If thou say so, come and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander,
I would have had your bond, perhaps even weak bond holds you. I am not trust thy word.
What? Should I strike her, harm her, kill her dead? Though I hate her, I'll harbor so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of fear, oppression, of doubt, be certain 'tis no jest, nothing truer, that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me! You juggler! You cankerblossom! You thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him? Fine instinct. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet. You puppet! Why so? Aye, that flavor of the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height presumes she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted Mabel? Speak. How low am I? I am neither so low but that my nails can reach unto thy eye. I'm not! I was never cursed. I have been gifted on truth on her right hand for my cowardice. Perhaps I think because she's something lower than myself that I can match her. Lower? Hard. Again! Your turn is moving so bitter to me. I have more than love you for me. I have true girls who never wronged you. Save that and love to Demetrius. I told him to stealth into this wood. Ah! He followed him for love. I followed him, and that chicken and threatened me, spurned me, need to kill me too. And now we have a white bill. After Athens, I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. See how simple and how fond I am. Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you? A foolish heart that I leave here behind with my friend, Demetrius.
Be not afraid, Helena, for she shall not harm you. No, sir, she shall not. Though you take her part.
When she is angry, she is keen and true to the vixen when she wins. Though she gives little, she is fierce. Little, again, nothing but low and little. Why do you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her. Ah!
Give God you force, you minimus of hindering not thus made you. Be, you acorn.
You are too officious. In her defense, it scorns your services. And that for alone, speak not of Helena, take not her part.
Now she will be now. Now follow if thou darest and try whose right of mine or thine is most in Helena.
Follow me. I'll go with thee cheek by jowl.
All is spoiled and off of you. They go not back. I will not trust you, I. Your hands are quicker for afraid. My legs are longer to run away. I am amazed. I know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still, thou mistakest, or else commits thy neighbors willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not say that I should know the man by the Athenian garment he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, as I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad you did so sort, as this there jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hide therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon, whose drooping fog as black as Acheron. Then lead these testy rivals so astray, as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and battery wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all arrow with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this fruition shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen, and beg her changeling boy. and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
Up and down, up and down. I will lead you up and down. I am fear in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now!
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I'll be with thee straight!
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander! Speak again! Thou runaway, thou coward, thou fled! Speak! In some bush! Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come now, child, I will whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws the sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, will try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. I come when he calls, when he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I followed fast, and faster he did fly. That followed that I am darkening the way, and he'll arrest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy great light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me, if I darest, for well I've walked thou runs before me, shifting every place, and darest not stay, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, thou mockst me. If ever I thy face by daylight see, now go thy way. Fainteth constrains me. Measure my length on this convent. May's approach. Look to be visited.
Oh, weary night, oh, long and tedious night, but paid thine hour. Shine comforts from the east that I may back to Athens by daylight, and away from these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye. Steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but 3. Come one more. 2 of both kinds make up 4. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe. And dabbled with the dew and born with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs will keep no pace with my desires. And here will I rest me till break of day. Here will I rest me till
On the ground.
Heaven shield my father, they need afraid.
On the ground, sweet sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill, the man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musgrove nicely through the head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, my gentle joy.
Oh, where's Peas Blossom?
Look ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Oh, where's Cobweb?
Ready?
Oh, good Monsieur Cobweb, good Monsieur. Get your weapons in hand and kill me a red-hipped tumblebee on the top of the thistle. Oh, and good Monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, good Monsieur. And good Monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflowing with the honey bag, senor. Oh, I must to the barber's, Monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face. I'm such a tender ass. If my hair scratches, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a most excellent ear of music. Let's have the tongs and the bones. Tongs in the kitchen, put it in the bracket.
Or, say what thou desirest to eat, my sweet love.
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good, dry oats. I am most desirous of a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay. Have no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful or two of dry tea. But I pray you that none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms.
Fairies, be gone, and be always away.
So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle gently. The female iris slowly brings the bark fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors from this hateful fool. I did upbraid her and fall out with her, and when I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and very sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, waking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower, hath force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
Oh, my Oberon! What visions I have seen. Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies the love.
Oh, how can we please the past? How I do love these visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take this head off of this Athenian swain. Titania, music calm, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music ho! Music such as charming sleep.
Now wilt thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes peep?
Now, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight some dance into Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity. There shall these faithful pairs of lovers be wedded with Theseus in all jollity.
Fair king, attended mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after night's shade. We the globe can trumpet soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found, with these mortals on the ground.
gladly let them go.
My lord.
Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will bear Queen's mountain's top and mark the musical confusion of hounds in echoing conjunction.
Ah, but Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they made to bear the hounds of Sparta, never did I hear such gallant chiding, for beside the skies, the groves, the fountains, every region near, seemed all one mutual cry. Never did I hear so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of Spartan kind, so fluid, so sanded, and their heads hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-lapped like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tuneful was never hollowed to, nor cheered with horn in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. This Lysander, this Demetrius, and this Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing of our intent, came here and grace our solemnity. But speak of Jeeves, is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these woodbirds once a couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
I shall, my lord, reply amazedly. Half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear, I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I would think, for truly would I speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, enough, my lord. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby you have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helena told me of their stealth and of their purpose into this wood. I, in fury, could have followed them, fair Helen, in fancy following me. But, my lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia is melted as snow. Seems to me now as a remembrance of an idol god which in my childhood I had heard on. The virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye, was only Helena. To her my lord was ever told ere I saw her, for like in sickness I had loathed this food. But as in health comes my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will hear more anon.
My lord.
Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by, with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And 4 in the morning now is something worn. Our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come. Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned to clouds.
Thinks I see everything with parted eye, where everything seems double.
And so methinks I found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here? Let us follow him.
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta?
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then we are awake. Let us follow him. And, by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is, most fair Pyramus. Hey, hello! You're the twins? Luke, the bellows bender? Snout, the tinkerer? Starling! have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream. I wanted man to say what dream it was. That is what it as he will go about to expound this dream. He thought I was. But there is no man can tell what. Methought I was. And methought I had. But man is but a pest. Fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste. His tongue to conceive. Nor his heart to report what my dream was. Ooh. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream. Because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Yeah. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he come not, the play is mine. He goes not for nothing.
It is not possible. You have not a man able to discharge Pyramus McKee.
Nay, he has to be the best weakling man in Athens.
Yea, the best person too. He is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
Ah, you must say paramour. Paramour is God bless us. I think you know.
Masters, the Duke and Duchess are coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies not married. If us would have gone forward, you have all been made men.
Where are these lads? Where are these parts? Master, I'm in discourse of wonder. But ask me not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let's hear it, Father.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath died. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Everyone look over his part and be present at the palace. For the long and the short is, our play is preferred. Wow! In any case, let this be cut clean linen, and let not him that play the lion bear his nails, for they shall hang up to the lion's claws. And masters, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet bread. And I do not doubt what to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words! No more words! Go away! Go away! Don't go away!
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers in Matthew have such seething brains, such shaking fantasies, that apprehend more than fool reason ever comprehends. Such tricks have strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or, in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witness it than fancy's images, and rose to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts. Welcome, Demetrius, Lysander. Come now, what mass, what music shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? Call Philostrate.
Oh, here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for the evening?
There is a brief how many sports are right. Make choice of which your highness
The Battle of the Centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. We'll have none of that. That have I told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy Bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last to conquer. The thrice three muses, mourning the death of learning, late deceased in beggary.
No.
That is some satire keen and critical, not sorting with the nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice in some wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I know to play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one word fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, is, for Pyramus there doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter has never shed.
What are they that you play?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, that never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my lord, I've seen it over, and it is nothing in this world, unless you can find sport and intent, extremely stretched and con with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never can anything be amiss when simpleness and duty tindered. Go, bring them in.
I will not see wretchedness for charge, and duty in her service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
She says they can do nothing in this time.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Love, therefore, in tongue-tied simplicity, at least speak most to my capacity.
So please your lord, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our good will, that you should think we come not to offend, but with good will. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Our true intent is, consider that we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is all for your delight. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here! But you should hear repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you are like to know that you are all
He hath written his prologue like a rough colt. Indeed, he played on his prologue like a child unrecorded, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain. Nothing impaired, all recorded. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe is certain. This man with lying and rough past doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through wall's chink, poor souls they are content to whisper. Whisper, 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 whisper. At the which, let no man wonder. This man with lantern dog and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn, to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lions hide by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather, did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile, bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth, and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle. Then with blade, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, with dagger bruised, and died. For the rest, that lion knew his wall and leather swing at large discourse, while he was
No wonder, my lady, one line made with many asses, dude.
In this same interlude, it does befall that I, once now by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think that is a cranny hole or chink through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper, often very secretly. This stone, this rough cast, and this loam doth show that I am the same wall. The truth is so. And this, the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
I care to speak better.
It is the witty partition that I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus, draw near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim-looking night! Oh, night with you so black! Oh, night! Which ever our twin day is not. Oh, night! Oh, night! Alack! 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. Ah! And thou, oh wall, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine. Oh wall, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, show me thy chambers, with which to link thine eye. Thanks, courteous wall, shall shield thee well for this. Oh, but what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
Curse again.
But now, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I will spy her through the wall. You shall see, it shall fall out as I told you. Thisbe, come on. Yonder she comes. Not Shambhalaclus to Proclus was so true.
I shall to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall. Ah!
I kiss the wall's hole.
Look now, these students, dance to meet me straight away.
Time life, time death. I come without delay.
And thus have I war, my part discharging so, and thus being done, war away doth go.
Now, down between the two neighbors. This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination doth amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
Here come two noble beasts and a man and the lion.
You ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear, the smallest monster's mouse that creeps on the floor, may perchance both quake and tremble here when the lion, rough and wild with rage, shall rot. Oh, know that I once spent the joiner in a lion's fell, nor else no lion's down. For if I should, as lion, come and strike into this place, twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast, of a good conscience.
The very best beast that e'er I saw.
Well, let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horn and moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
Myself.
He is no present, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horn and moon present. Myself the woman in the moon do seem to be. And
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else is it the man in the moon?
this,
He dares not come there for the candle, for you see it is already a snuff.
and this.
I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change.
And this.
Proceed, moon.
All that I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon, myself the woman in the moon, this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this dog my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon.
I did.
But silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Minnie's
Not yet.
Where's my love?
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
And then the lion vanished.
And then came Uranus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust you take a truest Thisbe sight. But stay, oh spite! But more, poor night, what dreadful dawn is here? You see, how can it be? Oh, date, dark, oh dear, what, thy mantle good? Oh, what, stained with blood? How broke ye daring spell? Faith, come, thread from, quail, crush, conclude, and quail!
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Screw my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame, since lion, vile, appear, deflowered, my dear? Which is it? No, which was the fairest day that lived and loved that light, that look, with cheer. Come, cheer, confound, out, S-word, and who the path of Pyramus. Where hurt thou up? Stabs himself. Thus die I. Thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Oh, wait. Now, die.
almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn as much as we this long night have overwatched. This palpable growth flame hath well like a gate tonight. Sweet friends to bed. A fortnight will be this solemnity, in nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf beholds the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary tasks foredone. Now the wasted brands do blow, whilst the screech owl screeching loud puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now 'tis the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies have to run by triple Hecate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Now our frolic! Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house, give glimmering light. By the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from bride. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it tripping.
First, rehearse your song by rote. To each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace shall we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the best bride meant to lead, which by us shall blessed be.
And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples free ever true as loving be.
And the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand, never mold your lips nor scar nor mark prodigious, such as ours.
Despised in iniquity shall upon their children be. With this field to consecrate, every fairy take its gate.
And each several chamber blessed to this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest.
Trip away, make no stay, these be all my great day.